so much for joining me. We'll be working into our shoulders and backs a little bit today. If you happen to have a yoga strap, you will want to grab it because it will be very handy for our class today. If you don't have a yoga strap, a belt will work, a kitchen towel that you can hold between your hands, a tie, really anything that gives you a little bit of space between your hands here will work. And if you have something that's on the shorter side, for the very first exercise, you'll want something that might get a little bit longer. I will also give you an option to do that very first exercise just using your own body. So go ahead and grab your prop and then just come to sit comfortably here today. You want to feel that you are undistracted by the discomforts of your body. Feel free to sit into a chair, onto the floor, in whatever way works for you. Once you're there, close your eyes and see if you can focus on your shoulder blades. And let your shoulder blades relax. For most of us, our shoulder blades do not live in a relaxed state most of the time. Most of the time, our shoulder blades are either lifting up our shoulders or they're hunching forward our shoulders into a place that is really quite tense and causes some of our muscles to become quite tight and short. Those ones that when we turn our head or move our shoulder kind of like give us that sharp pain. And then other muscles become quite long and kind of strained because they've been holding this position for such a long time. We're going to stretch out the short muscles and strengthen some of the long muscles today so that they can work better together to help us have a more relaxed posture in our upper back. So actively starting by letting go of tension in the area of your shoulders. I don't really mind how your head is situated today. If it feels relaxed to have yourself sitting up really straight and tall with your chin parallel to the earth, you can go there. If it feels better to let your chin come towards your chest a little bit, that's more relaxing, go ahead and go there. And just take a few deep breaths. Notice how different it feels to have your shoulder blades relax. Our next in-breath, blink your eyes open. Bring the tips of your fingers together, letting the palms and the heels of your hands be a little wide. Your elbows are a little wide out to the side. If you're sitting cross-legged, you can kind of think about your elbows being as wide as your knees, this kind of like thinking position here. This is your inhale. As you exhale, you're going to press your fingers, your palms, your forearms and your elbows towards one another. You'll feel everything in your back kind of starting to stretch out. As you inhale, open everything back up. Exhale, draw together. Inhale, open up. And you can kind of assess how this movement feels to you. If this feels really quite intense, just doing this, I can feel quite a lot at the top of my shoulder blades, that space right between them. You can stay right here. If you want a little more, you can kind of round a little bit forward as you bring your palms and your elbows and your forearms close together, tucking the chin towards the chest, elbows towards the belly, a little more intense. As you inhale, you might come up, you might look up towards the ceiling as you widen your elbows. Finding the range of motion that works for you. Big Kitty. Big Kitty is trying to get into the yoga room, but he is being unsuccessful. Try one more like this. And as you inhale, open everything up. Now open your arms a little wider, take your elbows a little back, bring the center of your chest forward, maybe even look up. Now squeeze your elbows and shoulders down, and then relax. Hands come down onto your legs. As you inhale, bring the center of your chest forward, bring your shoulders back, cow pose. As you exhale, round your shoulders forward, fill your belly back, cat pose. Inhaling, cow. Exhaling, cat. Working at your own pace. Just a few more like this. Really draw the shoulder blades towards one another as you come through that cow spine. And then feel them separate. Feel the stretch between them as you come through your cat. Thank you. Ow. One more. Hopefully yours is slightly more relaxed with less actual cat involved. And then inhale, come back to the center line. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Lift your arms up over your head as you breathe in. As you breathe out, you're going to lean over to your left. Your right arm comes up over your head. Go play with that. Relax your shoulders. Maybe look up a little bit underneath your armpit and just feel that side stretch. One more inhale here. And then as you exhale, you're going to curl that right elbow down towards the left knee. Inhale, lift it. Exhale, curl across. You're going to do one more like that. And you're going to stay low, taking your right hand to the floor. Walk your hands towards the center line, coming towards a bit of a forward fold. Prop yourself up on your fingertips. If you like to use blocks, you can place your hands on blocks. Here, you don't have to be very far forward folded, and just kind of move a little bit. You want your fingertips to be a little wide, and your elbows can be a little wide. You can kind of just move around with your shoulders, with your upper back here. The movement can be quite circular, or quite kind of spazzy and all over the place. It doesn't matter as long as it feels nice. This is so elegant. Thank you, Kitty. When you're ready, you're simply going to walk your fingertips back to the center line. Roll your shoulders back. You can switch the crossing of your legs or the position of your seat to go to the other side if you want. Reach your arms up as you breathe in. As you breathe out, lean over to your right, sweeping your left arm over the head. Stay for a few breaths, just enjoying the side stretch, maybe pulling the arm a little back towards the back of the mat to get more into the inter-rib muscles. Inhale here. And then as you exhale, you're going to take the left elbow towards the right knee. Inhale, lift everything up. Exhale, elbow towards the knee. It's like a little twist, a little extra stretch in your back. One more like this. Staying low, press your fingertips to the floor and walk all the way back to the center line. Fingertips press down, and again, you move around a little bit. Find what feels natural and stretchy to your body. When you're ready, walk yourself back to seated. Roll your shoulders again back, and now grab your strap. You're going to hold your strap in your hands wider than the distance of your shoulders apart. And I'm going to attempt to do this while Fat Pants plays with this strap. So it might be kind of interesting, but hopefully you'll get the gist of it as you hold that strap in front of you. I'll just use my imaginary strap. You can imagine I'm holding my strap between my hands while he plays with that. And you want to hold the strap at kind of chest height, far out in front of you, and you want to pull it taut so your strap is perfectly straight. And then you're going to lift your strap up over your head and back behind you. And when you reach a point where you can't go any farther, you reach resistance, you can that strap, release one side, and just widen your hands a little bit before continuing. You just go as far back behind yourself as you can. If the strap comes all the way down and touches your tailbone, that's fine. Doesn't have to. And then you lift all the way back up. You're attempting to keep your arms straight and bring that strap in front of you. If it was really, really easy, you are going to bring the strap a little bit closer together. If it was really, really hard, you'll take your hands a little wider on the strap. As you inhale, bring your arms up. And as you exhale, go back behind you. This is called shoulder flossing. And like flossing your teeth, it's maybe not your first fun thing to do, your first on your list, as it were, but it is extremely beneficial. Maybe you've got another one left in you. If not, just rest. And then let your strap go. Set it out to the side. Move your shoulders around. Hopefully they feel a little more mobile than they did at the beginning of class, and we're just going to keep working there in the upper body. As you're ready, take your legs out in front of you, give them a little wiggle, give them a little shake, and then come to your table pose, hands and knees. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Shrug your shoulders back. Press into all 10 of your fingertips. Reach the crown of your head forward. You're going to lightly lift up onto your right fingertips and slide your right hand in front of you. Tuck your left toes under and slide your left foot back. So your toes are touching down and your fingertips are touching down here. Lift your core. Reach the crown of your head forward. If you feel quite a bit of activity going in the center of your body, stay here. If you want a little more, you can lift the arm and the leg, or one or the other, your choice. Just holding for a few breaths. Keep taking your shoulders back away from your ears, and imagine lifting up this little space right between your shoulder blades towards the ceiling. So there's lots of strength in your back here. As you exhale, you're going to drop your foot down if you lifted it up. Keep reaching your right hand in front of you, and then twist over to your right, pulling your shoulders back away from your ears. Press down into your left toes, lift your left hip a little bit, and just enjoy here for a deep breath. Circle your right hand down underneath your shoulder and draw your left knee in. Inhale, find cow pose. Exhale, find cat. Inhale, come back to neutral. Reach your left set of fingertips in front of you. Reach your left set of toes behind you. You can stay right here, just actively lifting your right hip and kind of very lightly pressing your left fingertips to the floor. That might feel like plenty. If you want a little more, you can lift the arm and or the leg, your choice. And just feel. Your belly is engaged, so your core is lifting. That space between your shoulder blades is lifting, and your shoulder blades are sliding back, so you're not wearing your shoulders as little earrings. Your shoulders are giving your neck lots of space here. You're going to hold for another breath. And then you're going to release the foot if you lifted it up. Reach the left arm in front of you and find that twist. Keep lifting the right hip as you bring the left fingertips towards the ceiling. Inhale here. And then as you exhale, circle that left hand back down underneath the hand, underneath the armpit, underneath the shoulder, and then bring the right knee in. Inhale, find a cow pose. Exhale, find a cat. Leaving your back body, your hips, your legs, exactly where they are. You're not moving them, you're just moving your upper body. You're going to start to crawl your fingertips out in front of you, bringing your forearms to the floor for a puppy pose. And it might feel like plenty to simply press the palms of your hands down, forearms on the floor, bow your head. If you want to slide a little bit further forward, you can lay more of your forearm on the floor, and you can lay your forehead all the way down to the floor as well. This is also a great place if you have a block or a prop to place it underneath the forehead if it doesn't like to meet the floor. So you're basically creating a ski slope from your tailbone down along the length of your spine. You should feel a really nice stretch in your chest, in the inner aspects of your shoulders. Spend a few breaths here. If it gets too intense, feel free to come back to child's pose or forward just to lie on your belly. As you're ready, you're going to inchworm yourself forward all the way onto your belly. And you're going to bring your hands right underneath your shoulders for a little baby cobra. Press your fingertips down. The palms of your hands are a little bit lifted here. Shrug your shoulders back. Press the tops of your feet down and lift into this spider fingertip cobra. So you're not going to go very high because you're not able to exert that much pressure down through the fingertips. Keep tucking the elbows in. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lift a little bit higher as you inhale. And then as you exhale, lower all the way down. Your nose is going to float just above the mat as you slide your hands back towards your thighs. As you inhale, reach your right hand towards your knee. Bring your left hand up towards your left armpit. It's like you're swimming in slow motion. And you kind of roll over to that side. And then you reach your left hand down towards your left thigh and you bring your right hand up. Your upper body is as lifted as is possible for you here. Just go a few times side to side, strengthening the back muscles. Maybe once more in each direction. And then come back to the center line. Bring your hands under your shoulders. Press back, child's pose. Maybe taking your knees a little wider. Crawling your fingertips forward, forehead to the floor or to a prop. Spend a few breaths here. Enjoy. As you're ready, you're going to walk yourself to seated. You're welcome to stay sitting on your heels like so, but you are also equally welcome to come and sit cross-legged or in any other comfortable seat. You're going to take your hands behind you. You could interlace your fingers. You could grab your elbow crease. You could use your strap here. If your hands tend to fly apart when you interlace your fingers, the strap is a really nice option. Pretty close together on the strap, as close together as you can get. From there, relax your arms, relax your shoulders. Inhale, grow straight and tall. Get really as good of posture as you possibly can. And then start to lift your strap behind you without changing that posture. So you're not arching forward or rounding back. You're just lifting the arms until you feel a stretch at the front of your chest. And just spend a few breaths there, whether you're holding a strap, holding your hands, or holding your elbows. Keep sitting straight and tall, reaching the crown of your head towards the ceiling. Imagine here as you do this that you're knitting your rib cage inwards towards its opposite side. Take one more deep breath here. And then release. You can set your strap out to the side. Give your shoulders a little wiggle. And then come back to your table pose. Spread your fingers nice and wide. If you've been sock procrastinating like I have, keeping the feet warm, you might like to take them off because we're going to come tucking our toes under to a downward facing dog. As you come to downward facing dog, just any movements that feel good for this first one. You can pedal the feet, you can move the hips around. You can kind of do whatever feels nice here. Oh, you're back. When you're ready, from your downward facing dog, you're just going to walk your feet towards your hands, coming towards the top of your mat, coming to dangle. Keep your knees nice and soft. Let your head be heavy. Maybe even nod your head a few times, yes. Or shake it a few times. No, I don't think so. Let your arms be really heavy here. Whether they reach the floor or not is pretty much irrelevant. You just want them to be kind of like they turned into overcooked spaghetti noodles and just limp, hanging there. Inhale. Slowly and gently slide yourself up to a halfway lift. Maybe bring the hands to the shins or to the thighs. Reach the crown of your head forward. You can stay here with your hands on your legs for support, or if you feel quite strong, you can engage your core, engage that space between your shoulder blades, lifting it up, and maybe extend your arms out to the sides. As you exhale, lower back to your forward fold. And on your inhale, roll yourself slowly, one vertebrae at a time, up to the sky. When you reach standing, roll your shoulders back. Let your palms turn to face forward. As you inhale, again, take your arms over your head. As you exhale, interlace your fingers, turn your palms to face the ceiling, and lean over to your right. Maybe pulling your arms again a little back, maybe turning your gaze up if that feels okay for your neck. You can bump your hips a little out to the left here if you want to. Inhale to the center, and exhale to go the other way. If you need to unclasp your hands between the sides or take a break, please do. Just opening up those side muscles a little bit. Inhale back to the center. And as you exhale, dive yourself all the way forward. Inhale, find your halfway lift. As you exhale, plant your fingertips down, step your left foot back, and bring your left knee to the mat. Feel free to cushion it with a blanket or fold of mat if you would like to. And then as you're ready, press into your right heel and walk your hands up onto your thigh. Press into your thigh and lift your belly away from it. So you're using this motion of pressing down to lift up, and then shrug your shoulders down and back so you feel that, again, lovely, tall, straight posture. Relax your shoulders. Once you feel stable, you're going to extend your arms in front of you. Take your right arm underneath your left arm. You can pull the left arm over the body like a lever. You can take the backs or the fronts of the hands together for eagle arms. Spend a few breaths here. You might like to nod your chin towards your chest. You can stay exactly as you are, or you can add on a little bit. As you inhale, you might lift your elbows up. You might look a little towards the ceiling. This definitely challenges your stability. And then as you exhale, you might curl forward, bringing your elbows towards your belly, bringing your forearms parallel to your thigh, or parallel as possible. You can repeat that a few times if that felt good, lifting everything up. And then coming forward. As you inhale, you're going to lift everything up. You're going to unwind your arms. You're going to take them all the way up to the sky. As you exhale, perhaps you lean a little forward into your front knee as you pull your shoulders a little further back. Inhale again here. And then as you exhale, fold forward, fingertips to the floor. Feel free to use hands to blocks here. Draw your right hip back as you straighten your right leg a little bit. And always wiggle your right toes forward, or flip your right foot up if you need to feel a deeper stretch. As you're ready, you're going to inhale forward, bending your right knee. Plant your hands under your shoulders. You're going to take your right leg back into that three-legged dog, or three-legged table rather. Inhale, reach that right leg behind you. As you exhale, engage your abdominals. Lift that space between your shoulder blades. Maybe you can again lift your left arm in front of you. You might stay here. You might decide that's a little too much and you drop your foot and your hand to the mat again. See what works for you. If you want to go even one step further, you can start to curl your right foot towards your left buttock. If you feel quite stable, you can reach your left hand back and perhaps connect, pressing the foot to the hand, lifting the center of the chest. Again, it's all about rolling the shoulders down and back. It's not so much the catching of the foot that's important, it's the attempt that gives you the stretch. When you're ready, release. Hands down, knee down. Come back towards child's pose. Take a few deep breaths. fingertips to the floor, lift yourself up a little bit, and now you're going to take your right arm and thread it underneath your left armpit. You can look under the left armpit, or you can be looking directly at the floor. Remember, you can always do this in table as well if child's pose doesn't work for you. Either variation of threaded needle works. As you're ready, you're going to unthread yourself. Your hands are going to reach out in front of you as you start to lift your hips. You're coming to a low plank, bringing your knees underneath said hips. Shoulders come over the wrists. As you exhale, lower yourself all the way down to the floor. Again, go onto your fingertips so the palms of your hands are lifted up. Squeeze your elbows in. Start with your forehead either on the floor or just lightly above it. And use the power of pulling your shoulder blades down your back to help lift up a little bit through the chest. Through the head, little baby spider cobra. Press the tops of your feet down. Exhale to release. Now press the palms of your hands down. Same thing, elbows back, shoulders down and back, lift up. Perhaps this time, because the palms of the hands are down, you go a little bit higher. Exhale to release. You have one more cobra. You can take one of the first ones, or you can take your hands a little wider. Let your elbows now wing open. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to release. From here, bring your hands back under your shoulders and press back. You can go child's pose for a few breaths, table pose, or downward facing dog pose. Whatever feels pleasant. Spend a few breaths there. Yes, I know, your life is hard. I've only had dinner already. Must be so difficult to be you. When you're ready, you're going to walk or step or hop your feet to the front of the mat. Finding your forward fold. Take a couple deep breaths here. Again, let your arms just start to get really heavy and relaxed. As you inhale, you're going to pick up a halfway lift. As you exhale, you fold. As you inhale, roll yourself all the way up to the sky and keep your hands heavy. You can bring your arms out and up. And then as you exhale, bring your hands down to your sides. Palms rotate forward. Inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your fingertips down. Now you're going to step your right foot back and bring your right knee to the floor. Feel free to use props here on either side of your foot. And eventually you walk yourself up, hands onto the thigh. Press the thigh away, roll the shoulders back, get your really lovely tall posture here. When you feel quite stable and strong, you're going to take your arms again in front of you. And you're going to wrap the left arm underneath. You can pull the right arm across like a lever, or you can wind the backs or the fronts of the hands together. Feel that lovely stretch between your shoulder blades. Of course, you are more than welcome to stay right here, just enjoying the stillness. If you want to go for that little dynamic flow, on your inhale, you can kind of lift your fingertips up, lift your elbows up, a little tiny back bend. And then on your exhale, you round forward, pull your belly button towards your spine, tuck your chin towards your chest. Inhale, you lift up. Exhale, you round forward. You do one more if it feels good. As you inhale, you come all the way up. You unwind your arms, you stretch them up to the sky. As you exhale, maybe you lean a little further forward, pulling your shoulders, again, lightly down and back. Exhale to fold, plant the fingertips to the floor or the hands to the box. And go for just a little bit more straightness in that left leg. Finding a gentle stretch. Relax forwards. shoulders, and you're going to take that left foot back to your three-legged table. Firm up your abdominals, firm up that space between your shoulder blades back. You could stay here. You could extend the right arm. You could decide, oh, that's a little too much for me tonight. You could drop the fingertips and the foot or one or the other down, just focusing on the strength in your back. If you want to go that one step further, you can curl the left foot towards the right butt cheek and perhaps reach the right hand around to meet it. If you do meet, you can press the foot into the hand and go a little bit into a back bend here. And hold either side of the foot if you do end up catching it. And if you don't worry. Again, it's not the catching. The catching just makes it easier to get the stretch. If you're holding here, you're getting stretch and strength. It's quite a bit more dynamic. When you're ready, release. Hand down, knee down, and come back towards your child's pose. Crawl your fingertips forward. Take a deep, full breath. Press your fingertips down. Lift the palms of your hands, lift your forehead, lift your elbows. Thread your left arm underneath your right armpit. Again, if child's doesn't work, you can always be doing this in table instead. Just want to feel the back, the space around the edge of your left shoulder. As you're ready, you're going to unthread yourself and crawl your fingertips forward. Lift your hips. Bring your knees underneath them. Slide your shoulders over your wrists, coming back to that plank. Shoulders back. Space between the shoulder blades lifts up so that you're strong even as you're lowering towards the earth. This time, lift your torso, slide your elbows underneath your shoulders. Sphinx pose. Press the fingertips down. Roll the shoulders back. Lift the center of the chest. Inhale here. As you exhale, tuck your chin towards your chest. And that might feel like, honestly, plenty of stretch for those poor neck muscles. If you need a little more, you can look over towards your right shoulder, keeping your chin really close to your chest. And then keeping the chin really close to the chest, look over towards the left shoulder. And you can repeat that a few times if it feels nice. Coming back to the center line, press down into your forearms. Again, lift your gaze forward, spend a deep breath here. And then lower yourself all the way down and create a cushion for your head with your hands and just rest your head to one side for a few breaths. Now you will extend your right arm out to the side, pressing the palm of the right hand to the mat. Tuck your left set of toes under. Press your left fingertips into the floor, kind of a spider finger like this. That's your left fingertips. Your elbow is winged open. You're going to turn and look towards those left fingertips as you push into your left foot and your left hand to roll yourself onto your outer right hip. And that might feel like plenty. As you start to roll, you'll start to feel the inner facet of your right shoulder. Go just as far as you need to. If you'd like to go further, you can step your left foot behind your right leg. If you need to go even further, you can step your hand behind your back. Some people can even hold hands with themselves back here. You can do that if that's possible for your body. You just want to feel the inside of your right shoulder getting a really lovely stretch here. Feel free to place a prop of any kind underneath your head. a moment again just to rest, maybe taking your head to the other side. And then you're going to extend your left arm out. Palm on the floor, right fingertips wing open underneath the right elbow. Press your right toes down and roll yourself over onto your outer left hip now. And again, you can take a hand behind your back, you can take a foot behind your back, or you can be kind of propping yourself up here. It really depends on how tight your shoulder is today. What will work for your body. Spend a few breaths here. Ready, you're going to roll yourself all the way back onto your belly. Resting there for another breath or two. And bringing your hands under your shoulders, so press yourself all the way up. You're going to swing your legs around to one side. Bring them out in front of you. And roll yourself all the way down onto your back. As you arrive on the floor, you'll draw the soles of your feet in so your knees point up towards the ceiling. You're going to finish off with a bridge pose here. Bring your hands down by your sides, approximately a 45-degree angle. You're welcome to press as firmly as you like into your hands for this one. When you're ready, press down into your heels. Simply lift your hips up towards the ceiling. You might even feel the neck gently elongating there. Spend a deep breath. And gently lower down. You can repeat exactly the same. Or this time, as you press into the heels and lift the hips, you can raise your arms up over your head, bringing the backs of the hands towards the mat behind you. Spend a nice deep breath or two here. And then gently release. We're going to do one more. Your choice, hands by the sides or arms up over the head. Press the heels down, lift the hips. Spend a few breaths. If there's any other arm variation you like, holding your mat or taking your arms underneath you, you are also more than welcome to take that as well. As you're ready, release your hips. Arms come down by the side. We'll finish with a twist. Any variation of the twist that works for you. You can take your feet wide and rock the knees over to the right, maybe stacking the right ankle on top of the outer left leg. You could draw the knees in towards the chest and take the twist. Knees close to the body. That's usually a little more gentle for the lower back. Or you could go right leg extended, left leg crossed over. Whatever variation works for you. Maybe looking a little bit in the opposite direction, so over towards your left. When you're ready, unwind. Bring the legs or leg back to the center line and switch sides. Your variation again over here, whatever feels nice. Ready, bring your legs back to the center. You might like to hug your knees to your chest or take a happy baby. Any movements here that feel pleasant. any other pose or shape that your body needs to complete this practice before making your way towards Shavasana. Finding a comfortable resting space for your body. When you are ready to return to your day, begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Perhaps turn your head a little from right to left. Eventually rolling yourself all the way over to one side to rest for a few breaths. Before making your way to a comfortable seated position. As you arrive there, you can gather your hands in front of your heart. And we'll close with our deep breath together. In through the nose, out through the mouth, on